How to sabotage your life as a man and stop it. It's very easy now, modern day and age, to sabotage your life. If you choose short-term gratification, short-term pleasures, short-term cheap dopamine over long-term gratification and long-term fulfillment, you will ruin your life. Or one way or another, you will ruin your potential or waste a lot of your potential. If you decide to choose Netflix, porn, drugs, alcohol, scrolling, food, excessive food eating, excessive binging, and so many more, it's very easy to fall prey to those distractions and do them consistently. And the more you do so, the more you're releasing that cheap dopamine, the more your nervous system gets used to that cheap dopamine, and the more you get hooked. And it'll be hard for you to enjoy solitude, to enjoy boredom, to enjoy moments alone when you are not distracting yourself, where you can face yourself and know what you're truly about. If you have those consistent unwholesome habits, let's say, and if you are not doing them in moderation, because some of those habits could be done in moderation, but if you are doing that consistently, you will never be able to be alone and be bored. Blaise Pascal, the French author, wrote many years ago that man's problem stems from the inability to stay in a room alone. And that is very true. And unfortunately, nowadays, we have so many distractions and so much access to those distractions that are affordable. I heard for this from a video the other day. It's like snacking all day long. And when you snack, you get the cheap dopamine all day long. But you have to understand there's a reason why I call it cheap, because dopamine is not a bad thing. Dopamine is good when you get it from meditation, when you get it from working out, when you get it from doing hard things, from a cold shower, from pursuing goals. But it's not okay when you get this very easily from all those distractions. So then again, you choose short-term distraction over long-term pleasure. And the more you choose short-term gratification, the harder it will be for you to be on the path of the authentic self and responding to the call to adventure for those who have read Joseph Campbell and achieving those goals. Because here, those pleasures are actually poison disguised as pleasure. So you will feel pain after a while. The more you do so, the more you deal with those short-term pleasure, the more pain you'll have in life. It might have started as pleasure, but if you do it constantly and repetitively, it will give way to pleasures, to pain. And the way you deal with pain is you do more of those short-term pleasure. So it's a vicious cycle. Whereas here, you also will struggle. Pain is part of life. But those pains are growing pains that will lead you to where you want to go. They are stepping stone in the right direction. So a masculine man does not seek pain, but he knows that pain comes with achieving certain things in life. So he embraces it, or at the very least, he allows it to be. So you have a choice to make. Short-term gratification. And mind you, some of those short-term gratification and pleasure could be consumed in moderation. However, I strongly believe that porn, drugs, alcohol, and schooling should not have a space in a man's life. The rest could be done in moderation. But more importantly, you have to be able to be more in this long-term gratification path rather than those short-term pleasures. To put it in a nutshell, you have to be able to be more on the path of freedom from desire rather than a path of freedom to desire. You don't want to be too much of an hedonistic person where you're constantly seeking pleasure. You want more of someone who is self-actualized, who is more spiritual, more masculine, more assertive, more of a leader, more on the rightful, wholesome path. And that is how you can achieve greater things in life and be a more spiritually masculine person, a superior man, the way David Data would explain. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Sebastien, your addiction recovery coach, and I'm here to help those of you who want to give up on, desexualize their mind, and other addictive compulsions and behavior I just mentioned in this video. Links are in the description box below, and I'm sure I can help you.